Hey folks, well today I want to talk about Alone Season 2 Episode 3, so stay tuned and these are my thoughts on it. Alright folks, well I'm not going to spend a whole lot of time on the other folks. Like I said in my first video, their journey was their journey, mine was mine, but this one there was a lot going on in this episode, so I think I'll touch base on them. First of all, Mary Kate, man, I watched her tag herself with that axe now probably 4 or 5 times, and that really sucked. I mean, I can't even imagine what she was going through there. You could tell. One amazing thing about that, well, I'll get into that in just a minute, but anyway, you know, when you're using an axe like that, I mean, when that blade bounces off of that piece of wood you're trying to split, instead of, you know, sinking in. I've tagged myself that way too on a little bit bigger piece of wood, but anybody who says that they have not gotten cut by something just doesn't do this stuff enough, in my opinion. I mean, go look at my videos. I got a ton of one-handed videos up there. I cut myself big time with my knife, screwing, you know, doing something I wasn't supposed to do, and got videos up about that and stuff. But anyway, yeah, that really sucks. But one thing that she did that a couple of people have mentioned to me, and actually I noticed it and didn't even think about it the first time I saw it, she was filming everything herself all the way till the boat came up. So she was bleeding, and her, you know, a pretty decent injury, I mean a big time injury, and was filming the whole thing, filming getting into her medical kit, filming trying to put the gauze on her hand and reposition the camera at least a couple times. So that's dedication right there. So hats off to her for that, for sure. Brandy lost his ferro rod. He is very skilled in the bow drill, so once he started working on it, I figured he probably would get it. But one thing that I don't know, I noticed right off the bat, is how many holes were in the board before he finally got his fire. So you know, or well, I would guess, okay, because I've done it that many times in a row, I would say maybe 5 hours, maybe between 4 and 6 hours probably to make that fire, would be my guess. And if he did it faster than that, then hats off to him, but that's how long it would take me. And that is a lot of dedication to bust out a coal there, so that was awesome. And you can tell he's done it before because he kept on improving his set, and I mean obviously he's done it before, but you know what I mean. He was improving his set, finding a better handhold, just always trying something new until it came through for him. And we got to see Jose. Amazing that the things that he's probably going to create. That blowpipe was one of them. I mean, that was awesome. And he had something in his hand too. I couldn't tell what it was, if it was his Leatherman or if it was something that he found, like a spike or something. But I don't know if he found it like that or what. I couldn't tell. Very, very interested to see what he's going to do. Nicole's out there just like, oh yeah, and this plant's this and this plant's that, and away she went. That was awesome. She's an amazing person. So anyway, let's see, we saw a little bit of David, I think, and not very much of him, but it's going to be interesting. It's going to be interesting. So regarding the other people on the show, I'll just say this. They were an amazing group of people, and everyone has strengths and everyone has weaknesses. And these folks' strengths were it was an amazing opportunity to witness their strengths, because they were some strong people, are some strong people, and it was just an amazing opportunity to be included with such a great, skilled group of folks. So some of these folks have been doing this stuff their whole lives. I've scratched the surface in my approximate 5 years of hard study. So, and even the folks that weren't necessarily what you might consider skilled in primitive skills or bushcrafting were strong individuals and strong people and had strengths of their own that played well to having them partake in this adventure. I mean, they were just amazing people and very, very good people. So anyway, that's my take on it. Okay, in my part, you got to see me move to a new location just up the hill from where I was camped, and that's up a pretty steep incline, as you could see. I had to make steps to go up there to get to that shelter, but that was the most secure, workable location that I could find, and it was well hidden, I'll say that. So that particular shelter was pretty strong, and I felt that that afforded me the least amount of calories spent with the most amount of gain, really. So I just threw my tarp over the top of that and called it good. I had to, you know, crawl down inside of it. I don't think I really had to crawl, but it was very, very tight opening. The reason that I picked that particular slope primarily to, well, first of all, it was really the best place I could find to camp, and then second of all, the other ridgeline. If you look at the I don't know, aerial view of my location when they put my name up there, you can tell the right-hand cliff is just like a huge mountain. The left-hand cliff doesn't look that extreme, but to get up to that side, I had to walk approximately twice as far as that big mountain campsite from the beach, and the beach was going to be what I figured was going to be my food source. So I wanted to be as close to that as possible, and then also, of course, my water. But then the actual initial ascent up to that lower hill was even steeper than the one I was working on. So that one I would have had to really go to town and build like steps with like maybe logs or something. I mean, I don't even know. And all that time not having a shelter or being worried about, you know, the other shelter by the creek, if I decided to camp there, that it was going to swell. It was only a matter of time, I figured, that until that thing swelled. So that's why I was really concentrating on that hillside. All right, in regard to my little episodes or whatever that I seem to be having, my little meltdowns, I'm kind of just like that, especially in the woods. I try not to do that in front of anybody, but sometimes when I'm by myself, I just kind of snap on something out in the woods that's just frustrating or whatever, and that place was extremely frustrating. I was so frustrated that I had to make stairs just to get to my shelter, and then I had to carry those ridge poles, or the ribs, to my shelter up that extremely steep slope, and it was muddy, and it was just hard and frustrating, and I was burning calories at a very rapid rate, I'm sure, but I needed to do that if I wanted to stay there, and I knew the type of commitment that it was going to take, and that is why I got so upset, was because I knew I was burning calories, and if I keep burning calories at this rate, I'm going to be screwed, you know. So these are the things that are going through my mind while I'm building the shelter, while I'm hauling logs up to there, and all my gear and the camera equipment, and trying to set up the camera and trying to just capture all the shots. So these things, they wear on me after a while, and I think there must have been a stick behind that tree that I had gone up and maybe missed every time, and then when I was climbing up it, you know, you kind of lunge sometimes, or you have to, and that thing must have caught me on the collarbone, and I watched that with my son and a friend of ours, and oh my gosh, we laughed so hard, because that's pretty typical of me. I try not to let it show. Once in a while it does, but I cool off pretty quick and then just go about my day. That's just the way it is. And yeah, I cuss too much. I normally edit that stuff out of my videos. Evidently, history does not. So those are just my thoughts on the show. I thought it was a real good show. I'm excited to see everybody else. Some folks we haven't seen a ton of. We haven't seen a ton of David yet, but I'm looking forward to seeing everybody. All right, folks. Hope you liked the video. Take care.